Hello everyone, it's Tana. Welcome back to my channel and another video for the Rabbit Hole Designs. Today we're going to work with the Caffeinated Chameleon and the Butterfly Kiss stamp set. And we're going to do easy to make interactive cards. So this one I've never made before, so it was a first for me too, but it was extremely easy. We have a twisted easel card, and I put the measurements up on the screen for you. So after you fold it in half at 5 1/4, I believe it is. I know I put it on the screen for you. Then you're going to take the front cover of your card, and you're going to score it corner to corner. And make sure you do it so it's top folding and the top left to the bottom right corner, because I did score it backwards the first time. And that right there is going to make our twisted easel card. So I'm stamping out my bunny here. First I'm stamping her out on a piece of Neenah 110. I switched it up this time and decided to color on some Neenah because I haven't done that in a while. And now I'm using my, I think they're embossing or die cutting pads I picked up from MFT, and I'm using them for mirror stamping. Now I could have used my mat that's underneath my Misty, but it doesn't fit inside my Misty. So that's why I chose to use the other ones, and I doubled up both that came in the package. And I just showed you really quick that I mirror stamped. And I did that with some of the butterflies as well. And cut and colored a whole bunch of images from that stamp set. And now I'm just going to show you quickly how I colored the bunny, just one of them. I did a mirror image of the bunny because you will be able to see part of her head when the easel cards gets pushed up into position. So I'm going to glue that so that the bunny has two sides. So I'm using the E70s for the bunny's color. E79, 74, 71, and 70, I believe. I might not have used E71. I might have stuck to 3 colors. And then I used some R22 for the pink on the cheeks, the nose, and part of the ear, and E20 to blend out the darker pink inside of the ear. And a white jelly roll glaze pen for the tail. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. It doesn't hurt or anything. I've just been losing it for the past few days. So I'm trying to speak as loud as possible. There are both of my images all colored and fussy cut out. And now we're going to use some pattern paper from, I can't remember the name. I will put it down in the description box below for you because I don't think I can reach it where I'm standing right now. It's one of the first 2 paper pads that the Rabbit Hole Designs released. And there are 2 of them. I think they're called Spring Paper Pad or Paper Pack 1 and 2. And I'm ink blending on the 2 that I chose. So I have the colors on the screen for you because the green plaid is going to be, like grass, and the blue dotted paper is going to be like the sky. I had inked up my It's a Boy ink pad with some extra ink because it was going dry, and ended up kind of getting some splotches on my paper because it's a shinier paper. So I blended that out as much as I could. It doesn't look too bad in the end. Kind of looks like some bluer clouds in the sky. And now I'm going to put some double-sided adhesive on those pieces, and we're going to place them onto our card base. So first I'm going to put the green one on the inside of the card. And I did this because you will be able to see some of it when the easel card is propped up, but also because if you wish, you can put a white piece of cardstock in there with another message for the inside. I didn't do that today. I just put a message on the outside. And then I took this piece of pattern paper and cut it, I believe 5. The card is 5 and maybe 5 1/2. Yes, 5 1/2. The card's 5 1/2 by 5 1/2, and I cut the pattern paper 5 1/4. And I just cut it corner to corner for the front panel. And it lined up pretty well when I stuck it on there. You want to make sure you have that seam there because when you fold it, you don't want your pattern paper folding. So now I'm starting to place my images. Now I took the grass, the 2 pieces of grass stamps in the stamp set, and just used on the stamp across my cardstock, and then colored it in and fussy cut it out. Now I do notice that I did not put the grass all the way across the green plaid. I did that because I was afraid that the corner might catch coming up and down. And I don't know if I might end up adding a piece of grass before I send that card out because I don't like the way it looks. But there was a reason for me leaving that part blank because I was afraid it would catch in that corner there. I did put the grass all the way across on the front panel. And now you just see me placing my flowers and butterflies. And this little tiny sun that I'm coloring over with my yellow Copics is from a piece of that same pattern paper pad. And these clouds I had used in a previous video with this paper pad and saved some of the extras that I had die cut. So all of those pieces are from the paper pad. And the little sun was a design on one of them, and I just cut around the points and turned it into a sun. So now we're going to pop up the bunny and some of the larger butterflies with some foam squares. And I made sure that you couldn't see the foam squares where the bunny's head shows on the other side. And then we're going to use this sentiment hello from the stamp set. And I'm just going to stamp that right inside the cloud. I'm using another butterfly to use as my easel prop. And I place that on the inside. And our twisted easel card is done. For the second card, we're going to use the chameleon there, and I stamped out a whole bunch of him, and as you can see, I mirror stamped him as well. And we're going to make a shaker card because a shaking card, especially with pattern paper when you don't have to make a scene, is an extremely easy interactive card. So I have a die here from my stash that cuts out 3 circles, evenly spaced, but you could just as easily use a circle die that you have in your stash and do the same thing. Or only use 2 circles or 1, whatever you want. And then I took some more of that same pattern paper, 1 for the front panel, and then 3 more that went with that front panel for the insides of the circles. So purple plaid, green plaid, and colorful vertical stripes. I cut my piece of acetate, and I'm cleaning it off with my hand sanitizer like I always do, just to make sure it's nice and crystal clear. And now I'm gluing that to the back of my front panel there, my pattern paper. While that's drying, I'm going to take my chameleon's camouflage, which is another piece of that front panel, since that's where he'll be sitting, and I placed my originally stamped image behind there just to make him a little bit sturdier. And then I cut out a head from the purple plaid and a tail and part of the leg from the vertical striped because I want another chameleon hiding out behind the shaker windows. So there we have those guys, and they line up with the corresponding backgrounds. And this is a mixture of a few different sequin packs from Rabbit Hole that I've gotten in the mail. And then I believe some green sequins I had in my stash because I couldn't find any green ones in the Rabbit Hole Designs sequins. Now I'm going to peel all the backing off of my foam tape, and this is all double height because I used regular foam tape. So I doubled up the height of the foam tape, adding some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive just to make sure it all stays together. And now I'm very carefully placing my background onto the foam tape. I did have something heavy on that for that to dry, and then we're going to make our sentiment strip, which is on a piece of gray cardstock. And I'm stamping out caffeine, hashtag caffeine is my camo. And I'm using the Catherine Pooler Serenade ink, and I stamped that out 3 times, I believe. Heat set that with some clear embossing powder. And now we're going to glue our whole shaker panel to a fog gray card base. And glue our main camouflage chameleon onto the card. Right in the bottom right corner there. And then I'm going to take the sentiment strip and glue it up above him. across the card, and it kind of, see that? I slowed that down so you guys could see it. I put glue on it, dropped it all over my shaker window, so that's easily cleaned up with some hand sanitizer. But it's going to go right there, coming out from between those first two shaker windows. And I took some of the sequins that are in the shaker windows to use as embellishment on the card. And I think there's 5, and they're all different colors, but they're all colors that are in the shaker windows. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you like both cards. Don't forget to sign up for the Rabbit Hole Designs email so you can get tons of inspiration and find out about the newest releases. Don't forget to follow our design team and brand ambassadors on Instagram as well, because they all have some wonderful projects throughout the month. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye for now.